In the Book of Boba Fett, Din Djarin took on a bounty to hunt down a crime boss in exchange for information on the location of a Mandalorian convert, where Din discovered that the Armorer and Paz Vizsla survived the Empire's attack on Navarro. Din showed the Armorer the dark saber, to which the Armorer told him the history of the weapon and how Bo-Katan's possession of the dark saber led to the Mandalorian civilization's destruction at the hands of the Empire. At the Armorer's advice, Din had the Beskar spear reforged into a tiny chainmail meant for Grogu, since Beskar steel is meant only for protection in Mandalorian culture. Paz Vizsla challenged Din to a duel for the darksaber's ownership, as the saber was created and owned by his ancestor Tar Vizsla. Din defeated Paz in the duel, retaining the darksaber's ownership, but was excommunicated from the Mandalorian convert after the Armorer forced him to reveal that he broke the code by taking off the helmet. The Armorer told Din that the only way to atone was to bathe in the water of the mines of Mandalore. Din then headed off to Tatooine to visit the technician Peli Motto, who informed him of a new ship for him to replace the destroyed Razor Crest. The ship turned out to be a Naboo starfighter, which Din and Peli worked together to rebuild and improve upon to Din's liking. Having obtained a new ship, Din flew to the planet of Ossus, where Luke Skywalker's new Jedi Academy was built, and where Grogu received his training. Din encountered Ahsoka Tano, who advised him against seeing Grogu, fearing that it might distract Grogu from his Jedi training. In the end, Din asked Ahsoka to give the chainmail to Grogu in his stead and returned to Tatooine, where he was recruited by Fennec Shand to help Boba Fett, now taking Jabba's place as Mos Espa's new crime boss. To repel the Pike Syndicate's invasion, Din proceeded to Mos Pelgo, where he would recruit Cobb Vanth and the others to assist in Mos Espa's defense. The citizens of Mos Pelgo were initially reluctant to help, but changed their minds when Cobb Vanth was mortally wounded by the bounty hunter Cad Bane, who was hired by the Pike Syndicate. Meanwhile, in Din's absence, Grogu continued to receive training under Luke Skywalker, who taught him the basic abilities to use the Force for self-defense. By the end of Grogu's training, Luke offered Grogu a choice between two gifts that represented two paths. If Grogu chose Yoda's lightsaber, Grogu would stay on Ossus to continue his training as a Jedi Knight, but he may never get to see Din again. If he chose the chainmail, however, Grogu may return to Din Djarin with enough Force abilities to defend himself. Grogu chose the chainmail, and so Luke sent Grogu to Peli Motto's workshop on Tatooine, in an X-Wing piloted by R2-D2. Din Djarin, Boba Fett, and Fennec Shand joined forces with Boba's swoop gang, the Wookiee bounty hunter Black Chrysanthemum, and Mos Pelgo's militia in a battle against the Pike Syndicate. During the battle, Din was reunited with Grogu, whom Peli Motto brought into the middle of battle without knowing that there was a battle going on. Eventually, the Pikes were defeated, with Boba defeating Cad Bane in hand-to-hand combat, Fennec assassinating the Pike Syndicate's leaders, as well as Grogu using the Force to calm down Boba's rancor that almost fell out of control. After the defense of Mos Espa, Din returned to his voyage, piloting his newly acquired Naboo starfighter. At Grogu's request, Din Djarin punched the lightspeed button, speeding the ship to its next unknown destination. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, be sure to like and subscribe for more about Star Wars lore. I'll see you in the next video.